You know the scene. You are scrolling at midnight, and someone announces a life that looks limited edition. The promotion that arrived early. The perfect trip with the perfect partner. The caption glows and the comments cheer. For a second, it feels like the world just dropped a sneaker collab and there are only 2 pairs left. Your chest tightens. Your brain starts planning a reinvention. If you were a little more intense, a little more mysterious, a little more what they are, maybe you could finally be rare. Here is the truth that slices through the noise. Rare is a sales word. It works on shoes and watches. It does not grow a soul. Scarcity is a story that convinces your nervous system there is not enough meaning to go around. So you grab whatever shines. Then the shine fades and the restlessness returns. You did not fail. The GPS was wrong. Carl Jung spoke about something quieter and stronger than rarity. He called it individuation, the long practice of becoming a person you can live with in the dark. A person who is not performing to keep a place in the crowd. It begins the moment you stop asking how to stand out and start asking how to stand firmly in your own shape. Not a dramatic reinvention, a careful unmasking. If you have been chasing special and feeling less like yourself, stay. This is not a lecture about self-improvement. It is a small, human shift in how you see your days. By the end, you will not be trying to look uncommon. You will be living in a way that becomes unmistakable without trying. Before we go on, drop 1 sentence in the comments so I can shape part 2 around you. Tell me one thing that feels strangely easy for you and oddly difficult for others. That is a thread we will pull later. Think about the last week like it was a stretch of weather across your inner sky. Some hours were clear and you forgot to check the clock. Other hours crawled and everything felt heavier than it should. Nothing magical is happening there. Your attention has a climate. It prefers certain light. It grows in certain air. You do not need a complicated system to see it. You need a calmer gaze. Notice where your energy rises without caffeine. Some of you come alive when you are shaping ideas. Some of you feel most real when you are fixing a thing you can touch. Some of you need conversation to think. Others need a door that closes and stays closed. None of that makes you better or worse. It simply tells you the altitude you can breathe at. Now imagine learning your own weather pattern the way a sailor learns a coastline. In the morning, you give yourself the light you need. You place your hands on something that actually matters to you before the day crowds in. In the afternoon, you take a short walk because you have learned that movement resets your mind faster than any trick. At night, you look back for a minute and ask 2 plain questions. Where did the day feel honest? Where did it feel heavy? The answers are not demands. They are a map. Jung would say, this is how a life begins to gather itself. Not with a grand revelation, with small, repeated acts of agreement between who you are and how you move. You are not chasing motivation. You are removing friction. You stop blaming yourself for not thriving in other people's weather. There is a part of you that makes this harder. Jung called it the shadow. In everyday language, it is the part you keep out of view so your image stays neat. It shows up as fast judgment. You see someone share their work with confidence, and your whole body says, unbearable. You meet someone who schedules their mornings, and a voice inside says, rigid. You hear a friend talk openly about their feelings, and something in you rolls its eyes. Judgment is not always wisdom. Many times, it is a mirror you refuse to look into. Under the eye roll lives a hidden wish. I wish I could say what I made without apologizing. I wish I could trust a little structure without feeling trapped. I wish I could name what I feel before it explodes. The louder the judgment, the closer you are to a missing piece. Treat that irritation like a message, not a moral failure. You do not need to become the person you dislike. You only need a tiny dose of the very thing you avoid. Give yourself permission to speak about your work in one clean sentence, and then stop. Let your mornings begin at a set time 3 days in a row, and leave the end flexible so your body learns that structure can be kind. Tell a trusted person what state you are in and what would help, even if it feels clumsy coming out of your mouth. 5% honest action can rewire a very old story. There will be some awkwardness. Masks do not fall without a little noise, but the air on the other side is easier to breathe. Your identity stops depending on a polished image and starts attaching to lived experience. That is the beginning of authorship. You do not need a perfect life to grow a steady one. You need a greenhouse, a place, real or symbolic, where your best qualities are easier to express than to suppress. Think about soil, light, water, and a fence that keeps out what tramples. Soil is the surface your day grows from. A clear table, a single notebook instead of 5, a digital home screen that does not ambush you. When your soil is messy, your brain burns fuel on decisions that do not matter. 10 minutes to tidy your surface is not productivity theater. It is oxygen. Light is the way you begin. Some of you are morning makers. Others think best after lunch. Discover your light and protect it like a ritual. If you give the brightest part of your day to distraction, you will feel like you are chasing yourself for the next 12 hours. Water is care that arrives on time. Stand, stretch, breathe, walk around the block. Small refuels prevent the dramatic crash that ruins 3 hours. When you forget this, you do not become a hero. You become a depleted version of yourself who reaches for quick relief. The loop repeats. The fence is a sentence. You say it kindly, and you say it early. You tell people when you are reachable. You offer 2 times that work for you, instead of apologizing for the times that do not. Your life is not a public park. It is a garden you tend. When the fence is clear, 2 things happen. The right people respect it, and you stop wasting energy on long explanations that never satisfy anyone. Before we go further, a quick pause. If you want more work like this, not noisy, not shallow, press subscribe. It tells the algorithm to put this kind of depth back in your path, and it tells me to keep building these long pieces that you can return to when your resolve thins. Comparison counts the wrong things. It counts attention. It counts speed. It counts who arrives first to goals that may not even fit. If you live by those numbers, your nervous system will never settle. The scoreboard keeps changing, and none of it is yours to control. There is a cleaner way to measure a day. Ask 3 questions you can actually answer with your actions. Did I give the best part of my attention to the work that matters most? Did I hold one line that protects my energy? Did I create one real moment with a person instead of drifting through the entire day on autopilot? That is craft. That is character. That is connection. They are small. They are repeatable. They quietly rebuild your sense of self from the inside out. When you begin to track your days like this, a strange thing happens. You stop needing applause to know whether you are on track. The feeling of progress comes from the integrity of your choices, not the volume of your notifications. You start sleeping with fewer arguments in your head because you know exactly what you gave and exactly what you kept. That calm is not laziness. It is alignment. When you change the way you move, the rooms that relied on the old version of you will complain. If you were the person who smoothed every conflict, they will call you cold when you stop. If you were the always-on helper, they will call you selfish when you schedule mornings for your work. If you were the cheerful one who kept quiet about your hurt, they will call you dramatic when you finally tell the truth. That discomfort is not evidence that you are doing it wrong. It is evidence that the system is adjusting. The best move is simple. Slow the scene. Give the message a night to cool. Respond from position instead of performance. Position sounds like this. I protect mornings for focused work. I can talk after 1. I am not doing last-minute plans this week. Saturday works. I am not going to justify the decision, but I am going to keep it. That is not cruelty. That is clarity. Sometimes you will choose distance over debate. Less texting, less fixing, more space. Some relationships will find a new rhythm. Others will not. The grief here is real, and so is the relief. You are stepping out of a role and into a life. The people who care about you will learn to relate to the person, not the theatrical mask. The others were loving the role more than they were loving you. That is hard to hear. It is also freeing. Let me sketch one clean day. Not perfect, just honest. You wake without reaching for the quick hit of other people's lives. You drink water and look out the window for a minute so your eyes remember there is a world beyond glass. You open the page where you have been tracking your own weather. You remind yourself how you work best. You set a simple intention for the next 2 hours, and you begin. Notifications are nowhere near your hands. The work is smaller than your fear made it. You move it forward and close a loop. You step outside for a short walk without filling the air with a podcast. Your nervous system likes the quiet. Back at your desk, you answer messages in one window of time, not 50 scattered fragments. When someone asks for your morning, you offer the afternoon. When someone pushes, you hold the line. You complete one tiny thing that the old you would have postponed. The momentum is not loud, but it is real. Dinner is not a performance. You talk to someone with your phone turned face down. If you live alone, you leave the TV off for the first 20 minutes so you can hear yourself think. You make one human repair that needed making. You send a thank you with specifics. You name a feeling before it turns into a storm. You close the day by recalling the place where the day felt like it belonged to you, and the place where it did not. You do not punish yourself. You take note. Tomorrow, you adjust. None of that looks rare. From the outside, it might look ordinary, From the inside, it will feel like the moment a shoe finally fits. There is less wobble, more ground. The change is small and deep, which is the only kind that lasts. The culture will keep shouting about exceptionality. It will tell you to chase the one impossible trait that makes you special enough to be seen. Here is a counter-move that does not need shouting. Live so precisely that your presence cannot be faked. When your days are fitted to your nature, people feel it. Your yes means something. Your no does not need a paragraph. Your work carries the weight of someone who is not at war with themselves. Viktor Frankl noticed that meaning keeps us alive when comfort cannot. Jung showed that wholeness makes us sane when success cannot. Put those together, and you get a simple thesis. Stop treating your life like a limited edition item to be hunted. Treat it like a living system to be tended. Soil, light, water, fence. The rest takes care of itself. Before we end, leave one line below that you want to practice this week. It could be the sentence you will use to protect your mornings. It could be the tiny kindness you will offer yourself when you reach for your phone and remember there is a window. Your words help someone else find theirs at 2 a.m. when this video finds them. If this episode helped, share it with the person who is tired of auditioning for value. There is another way to live. You are not rare in the sense the internet sells. You are rare in the only way that counts. No one else has your weather. No one else has your code. Build the greenhouse. Hold your lines. Let your days show the truth you already feel. Not rare, real.